There's no blueprint on how to beat me.
They got an ad whip.
Joe Louis had come out of retirement to fight Rocky Marciano. The man was 76 years old.
Your biggest payday is facing me. Without me, you're not getting shit.
One down, one to go.
Who the fuck is that guy?
Allow me to demonstrate the skill of Shaolin, the special technique of shadow boxing.
Now that was a great boxer.
Damn right.
Kill him, buddy. The head will die. I'll leave Frazier fight.
Well, moving on to the next round. Moving on to more topics. Speaking of Kamaru Usman, so last weekend, this past Saturday, was UFC 268. UFC 268. And UFC 268 boasted some of the greatest, best fights we've seen in a while. It's probably on, I think right now the numbers are coming in. It's probably one of the top, I think it's on one of the top 10 most selling cards right now already. And it's already boasting to be one of, I would say, no, seriously, during the Canelo fight, which was kind of weird if you think about it, or not. I mean, you know, a lot of people have been trying to hear.
See these numbers.
I mean, I think that's what Dana said. I think it's like top 10. I think it's in the top 10. Like I think it's like number 8, number 9.
Wow.
Gate. I think that's what Dana said.
Oh, the gate. The gate. Okay, I give him the gate. I need to see the.
No, but I think gate and pay-per-view number. I think gate and pay-per-view numbers. I think this card did very well.
Yeah, I mean, I need to see. I mean, I'm not saying it did. I'm saying I would just like to see where it ranks, because this card. Wow, Kobe Covington, shit.
No, yeah, you know, and that's one of the things that. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you know,
wow, Kobe Covington.
But yeah, because so and speaking of Kobe Covington, main event of this UFC 268 was between the middleweight champion Kamaru Usman, the Nigerian Nightmare, versus.
That would sound like a pirate.
What is it? Oh, Chaos Kobe Covington. Because I've hated on Kobe for so long, I forgot what his nickname was. Yeah. Chaos Kobe Covington.
Kobe Chaos Covington.
Kobe Chaos Covington.
He brings the pain. He brings
pain. Bring the pain. So anyways, he brings the pain. So Chaos Kobe Covington. Now, this right here was a great fight that was made to be good because other fights on the card were really, really good, unfortunately. But it was still a very good fight. And it was, of course, the rematch between Kobe Covington and Kamaru Usman. In the last fight, we were given what some may call an instant classic. It was a back and forth war where people, like I stated in the last podcast, where there was just enough lack of defense where people just kept getting punched in the face, but just enough skill for people not to get knocked out. So it was just a whole bunch of just people getting punched in the face and heart, will, determination, and it was an action movie, just like And in the end, of course, Kamaru Usman was victorious. In this bout, we saw a more skilled variation of both fighters. We have Kamaru Usman, who's learned under the guidance of Trevor Whitman how to stand on his punches and deliver power, and he's delivering precise power, and he's utilizing his jab to the max. And then you have Kobe Covington, who also as well, in a short period of time under his new tutelage of the MMA Masters, learning how to deliver more power in his shots as well. Kobe was more measured. It was seemingly a more boring is a harsh word. I would say it was definitely a more measured fight because I don't think the fight was boring, me personally. I don't think the novice would think the fight was boring either. People got rocked. But what we saw from Kobe is that a dramatic, and I do mean a dramatic rise in his skill set. Beforehand, Kobe Covington just threw punches and he just overloaded people and he just wrestled. And that's what he did. And he wasn't necessarily a striker per se. He was just someone who just threw a lot of punches and someone who had a good cardio and good.
Like he's gonna outlast you.
Yes. Now, Kobe Covington, what I noticed after the second round, Kobe Covington was able to gather himself. And honestly, he actually rocked Kamaru a couple times on his feet. Kamaru has the reset button of the gods. Kamaru can get rocked and come back. It happens all the time. Kamaru is not the most not getting hit in this.
Yeah, he's not the best defensive fighter in the UFC.
Definitely
not the best defensive fighter.
He catches hands. Kamaru catches hands. Yes, but, and there is a but. Kamaru has the reset button of the guys. Boom. Okay, back. I'm back. It's almost like he's doing a version of Colby Covington, if you will, because he outlasts most of his opponents. Now, with this, I think one of the reasons why I think Colby Covington was a little bit more measured is because I think Colby, despite whatever he says in the media, paid attention. And one of the things Colby realized is that Kamaru done knocked out 3 fellas.
I mean, that's
including himself, that he wasn't supposed to get, and one of those 3 is himself, that he wasn't supposed to knock out. He wasn't supposed to knock out Gilbert Burns, especially after Gilbert Burns stormed Tyron Woodley and got the better of him on the feet first, then dominated him on the ground. And he wasn't supposed to knock out Street Judas Masvidal, as he calls him, even though
I don't know how he was supposed to knock out Street Judas.
Really?
Yeah, bro. That's like, even after watching it again, oh, nah, man. He had no answers for that, man, because he ain't strong.
Well, I'll say this. Watching Masvidal in most of his bouts, and I'm saying this as a Masvidal hater at one point in time, not anymore. Because I was always like, what's the big deal? Right? You know how some fighters just rub you the wrong way? What's the big deal? Whatever, right? I think what it is that somebody that I wasn't a fan of was a fan of him, and it was just like, he just inherited that energy. But anyways, I think have you ever experienced that before, Renzo?
I mean, I definitely have some fighters who rub me the wrong way.
No. The fan of that fighter rubbed you the wrong way, and because of that, you just like, you almost like the energy for that person now rubs off on the fighter. It's like, oh, you like that person? Okay,
he the undisputed super middleweight champion of the world. Canelo Alvarez. I just talked about. I hate his fans. His fans be coming to me.
You must have some annoying coworkers.
For a black fighter.
You must have some annoying coworkers who like Modelo and cervezas. But anyways,
great beers, by the way.
Listen, I'll say this, and this is still round 2, but back to round 1 for a second. There's nothing more annoying there's nothing more annoying to the African American boxing fan when the African American boxing fan, or the fan of the boxer, loses to a Mexican champion, and he has to go to work and deal with his Mexican coworkers or Mexican friends.
People get patriotic as hell on Sunday morning. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, we're not even wow.
I thought we were homeboys, bro. What happened?
You got decorations and shit.
You know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? Coming up, start talking to you, like talking about the Alamo. Like, brother, I wasn't
looking
there.
at them flag boxing gloves the other day. How you already got them?
Yeah, I wasn't there, brother.
Yeah, this is the first time you ever asked me if I saw
that wasn't my ancestors, brother.
Yeah, man.
We supposed to be fighting on the same side. But anyways, moving forward. Looking at Masvidal, I would say this. Masvidal, I don't know how you feel that way. I see, watching the first fight, yes, Kamaru was able to shut him down. But if you pay attention, there was an idea of the fact that he did take that fight short notice. And honestly, he did a very good job of defending Kamaru. Kamaru didn't really necessarily take him down. He kind of just held him against the cage. And anytime there was like an open hand exchange in that first fight, Kamaru wasn't really trying to do that. One of the reasons why he held him against the cage, because he Rashad Evans, that dude. Like, anybody finna stand in the middle and let you do all this trickery? Like, we're not doing that, because Masvidal is a very tricky fighter. So in the second fight, I'm assuming Masvidal has a full camp. He has good wrestling defense. I've seen him against wrestlers before. Maybe this will be a little bit more competitive. And it was for a second. And then, Kamaru just kind of pulled his hand down and socked him. And it was just, okay, well, you just let him do that, huh? All right. Just let him do that. So Colby saw all this, and Colby obviously went to a camp, MMA masters, that taught him to move his head. Number one, that's one of the things he said. He's like, I didn't move my head, which he didn't. When he said that in his pre-press conference, I was like, oh, yeah, he might be a little different because he didn't move his head.
Yeah.
And he got to sit down on his punches and actually deliver power, which makes me ask the question. Now, if you don't know, Kamaru obviously won that fight. Of course, it went to the cards. It was close, but like the first one, but Kamaru did edge it out. And I think it was a good decision. But I now propose the questions, what's next for Kobe? Now, what I would say about Kobe, despite his trolling or whatever the case may be, his WWE antics, his pro-Trump, whatever, I would say that Kobe Covington is probably not going to go anywhere. Is he ever going to be Kamaru Usman? Nah. I think Kamaru is just going to continue to get better. He seems to continue to get better. And the only way I see Kobe getting it is Kamaru retiring, which might happen because, once he passes Anderson Silva,
what else is there?
You know what I'm saying? Like if he beats Leon Edwards, which he already did, and Kamaru's better. If he beats that, with Khamzat Chimaev, and Khamzat might lose. Like there's like Khamzat. Yeah. If you look at the middleweight ranking, multitude of fighters that are pretty dangerous. Michael Chiesa is dangerous for Khamzat. I feel Jorge Masvidal is dangerous for Khamzat. Kobe Covington is super dangerous for my.
I believe at this point the same way I believe about Kamaru that Khamzat beat the shit out of Masvidal. I don't think Masvidal can hang with these top guys anymore.
What is it that makes you feel that way?
And he weak. Like the two fighters in particular, like Kamaru and damn Kazmat, strong as hell. And you're gonna have to be a little stronger or a little more defensively inclined in order to beat one of those guys. I don't believe Masvidal got it.
I respectfully disagree. Respectfully disagree. I think. Listen, I think with Chimaev, I think we don't know. The fellows that Khamzat has beat, outside of the top 10 of the middleweight division is just a land of, I don't want to say, because, there's up and comers, who knows who, but there's a drastic difference between the top 10 and the not the top 10. Like once you get into the top 10,
yeah, man.
Like Masvidal is 7. He's not 5 or 4. He's 7. You know what I'm saying? Like Bilal Muhammad is not weak. You know what I mean? He may not be able to beat Khamzat. We'll see. Neil Magny is not weak.
So that's what 8, 9.
Yeah.
So he
Masvidal 7.
So
Michael Chiesa looks very good, and he's always been skillful on the ground.
So he's 10.
The easiest fight is honestly Wonderboy Thompson, because we've seen if you rush Wonderboy, he doesn't fare well in the rush. But there's that second of trying to close the distance, and Khamzat hasn't really shown us that he has the ability to do that essentially. So I don't necessarily know. I honestly think Khamzat might run into one of these individuals that are going to give him some problems. But it all depends on what the promoter does. And obviously, the fight to make is Chimaev versus Kamaru Usman. And Kamaru keeps talking that I might retire shit. So I know Dana's like, okay, we got to make this money real quick before you rides off into the sunset. Because one of the things I noticed about a lot of the post-fight pressers is that, which is, as a father, it's made me like Kamaru very much more. He's really about his daughter. And it really seems like he does not like the fact that he's not spending time with his daughter. And if you are already kind of dominating, you're on your second run. Leon Edwards is the last person he hasn't beat twice.
Yeah. He ain't fighting no Khamzat though, man. Khamzat ain't earned it yet, man.
He beat
the number 11 guy. I'm just trying
so you're not gonna get Khamzat until the end of the next year. You're not gonna get Khamzat until the end of next year. Most likely.
I'm not asking for him to go. Like I don't see anything else for Kamaru to do. I don't see.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm wondering if he's even going to be there. I'm actually adding to your point. I'm wondering if he's even going to be there for Hamzat.
Yeah, like,
it may take Colby Covington to stop Hamzat.
I see. I don't see them fighting anytime soon either. Because because of business. Like, Dana liked Kobe too much to throw him in there with Hamzat. First and foremost. Second of all, it's gonna be hard for Kobe to find another good fight for his antic, like to really pop off again.
Oh, okay. First of all right. Just two things in retrospect. Number one, watching this fight, I hate to say it, because I'm not apologetic about this at all. I am a Colby Covington hater, but watching this fight, I realized something. Honestly, I realized something. I really do not think, and maybe I'm just drinking the Kool-Aid, I really don't think anyone who's not named Kamaru Usman is really about to beat Kobe. I don't think so. I don't, like, I always had the opinion that Masvidal would wash Kobe, but I don't think so anymore. I don't think Vicente Luque can beat Kobe. I don't really think Michael Chiesa can beat Kobe. I don't really think Wonder Boy can beat Kobe. Leon Edwards, I don't think so anymore. And this is the reason why. Kobe Covington's style was very effective. And that motherfucker couldn't throw. He wasn't throwing skillful punches. He was just tap, 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 tap. He's playing tap, tap. If you watch the fight, like I know you watched the fight, Kobe Covington was sitting on his punches. And he was throwing things like way more effectively, and it looked dangerous. And let's be real, like, who have we really seen rock Kamaru? Gilbert Burns? That's about it.
Nah, man, but he fought him twice and he was able to do his homework. Like, he was gonna have those moments in the fight.
Of course.
I'm not saying other people can beat Kobe Covington. I'm saying
he can be hard.
I'm saying it's hard. Well, that right there would be very interesting because it's one of those things. Hamzat is not gonna fight Kobe Covington like Kamaru just fought.
No.
Like, that is a rusher. I'm here to embarrass you type guy. Like, it's a different style of fighting. And can the rusher be rushed? Can he deal with that? I don't know. I would like to see, but I'm saying it's gonna be hard for Kobe to sell the fights like he's selling the fights. It was hard. It was easier for him because he had a black immigrant across from him this time. Like, it's gonna be harder for him to do.
Okay.
You're leaning in like the shit didn't originate when that man got the belt.
Oh no, it definitely did. But I'm just saying to you, originally the smoke was for Woodley, right? It was smoke was for Woodley originally, and then Kamaru got the belt.
Face, same shade, bro. Face, same shade.
But Kamaru got the belt, and then he got to throw in that African element into it as well, and with that Trump. So Hamzat is technically the angle I thought he could play. I don't know if he can play, because I'm thinking he could play that whole Middle Eastern. So
go right ahead and change the vibe of the fight.
So what?
To go right ahead and change the vibe of the fight. Go ahead out there and do some Connor shit. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, do it. Because
the only reason why I don't think they allow me to do that is that
I ain't nice like Boss.
Who? Oh,
I'm talking about Kamzat. I ain't nice like Boss. Nah.
I mean,
go ahead, man. You just gotta tread lightly. There's some things you can do when the person looks like me and you, and there's some things it's dangerous to do when they can really get their get back. And that's one of those. Nah, Kobe wouldn't go there.
I think he might. I don't think he knows better. Number one. I don't think he knows better. Number one. Number two, I think also as well. I'll say this before I say Kobe Covington can be. I feel, and just finish my thought. I just feel it's hard pressed. It's gonna be hard pressed to find someone who could beat Kobe Covington. Is basically what I'm trying to say. Hamzat, we have not seen him fight anybody in the top 10, so I'm very interested to see who he fights. I hope Dana give him someone so we can actually see like if you make him fight like Wonder Boy, we know what you're doing.
See, that's the thing, bro. If you end up fighting Wonder Boy, that's Wonder Boy is the only one that would take the fight.
Huh?
I said if he end up fighting Wonder Boy, then it's not on Wonder Boy. Wonder Boy would be the only one that would take the fight.
Well, yeah, of course. Well, listen, yes, that's definitely an element of it that I didn't honestly think about when I said that, because these guys may not want to fight Hamza. Like,
nope,
they may not.
Nope.
You know, but like friends, but it does offer. So no, people do. Bilal does, Neil Magny does, because it's giving them the opportunity to jump.
Oh, bro, yeah. Obviously, people with something to gain. Won't you say somebody? Yeah. Say a name with somebody something to lose.
Well, I mean, these guys are in the top 10. So like Michael Chiesa, who's
and
like
something
number 5.
To gain, but like, come on. Like,
yeah, but
the man in the top 7.
I'm talking about individuals who might be able to beat him. Okay, we don't know Bilal or Neil Magny, but Michael Chiesa might be able to beat him. Michael Chiesa is bigger than he is. He's just naturally bigger than he is. He's a skill grappler. You know what I mean? Yeah. I don't know what Michael Chiesa's hands are like, and I hear Shemaev might have hands. He did knock out that one dude with the elbow. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It was pretty clean, and it looked like he knew what he was doing.
I mean, he's a different character, bro. That man,
so we'll see. I would like to see him go against Michael Chiesa. I think Michael Chiesa would be a nice test for him, and it'll put him closer to where he's trying to go anyways.
And you won't see, and that's the thing, you won't see him with Michael Chiesa because Michael Chiesa is ranked number 10. Like, if he ranked number 10, he finna skip right over that shit.
Oh, no, Michael Chiesa ain't number 10. Michael Chiesa is either number 6 or number 4.
Okay. Oh, well, damn. Okay.
Yeah. No, Michael Chiesa is either right under Wonderboy Thompson or he's right above Wonderboy Thompson. Michael Chiesa hasn't lost in a while, I don't think.
Yeah, that's what's lost. Go ahead and throw him in there with Hamza.
That's why I said Michael Chiesa. Like, if he was like number 7 or whatever, like, okay, yeah, I understand what you're saying, but he's up there. He's kind of like quietly waiting for a title shot.
Don't sit there and flippantly say number 7 like that when we have decided that Jorge Masvidal is number 7.
He is. You're right. That is true, and we understand that. I feel that Jorge Masvidal is still a viable threat to anybody above him. So, except for Colby Covington, I think he'll lose. I think Colby Covington will actually beat him because
it's some interesting fights out there for Colby.
But that's what we're gonna see. I mean, I think Jorge Masvidal is gonna fight Leon Edwards. If Jorge Masvidal beats Leon Edwards, first of all, that erases what you just said about Jorge Masvidal. But if he beats Jorge,
how?
Because Leon Edwards is good.
Well, I mean, hold on. Good. I mean, how? What erases? How does Leon Edwards being good erase anything I said about Jorge Masvidal?
If Masvidal beats Leon Edwards, you're saying that Masvidal doesn't have it. So when you say he doesn't have it, are you saying that he doesn't have a specific physical attribute to be able to beat them, or are you saying he just doesn't have the sauce anymore?
Oh, he ain't got that sauce no more, man. Like Leon Edwards would definitely beat the shit out of Masvidal too. Masvidal had his opportunity to come back.
They're fighting.
I know, but I'm saying Masvidal had his opportunity to come back, but those are gone, bro. That knockout he had against Kamaru, like, that's it. That's it for Masvidal.
We'll see.
You know what I'm saying? He's gonna be entertaining, but he ain't beating Leon Edwards. Not this Leon Edwards right here.
Okay, we'll see.
Not the Leon Edwards that just keep getting overlooked for a title shot, and you're gonna throw somebody else in there. No,
we'll see.
It's gonna be an interesting one right there too, and you're gonna see some more. You're gonna see some wrestling from Leon Edwards too. We're gonna see that ground game come out.
Oh yeah, of course. I don't think he's gonna.
We ain't gotta
because like while Leon Edwards is actually way more pretty good at striking, more good than I realized he was. He's not. Jorge is a person that you can't allow to really get warmed up. You can't allow Jorge to get comfortable in there.
You can't let him get any kind of confidence. Yeah.
Huh?
You can't let him.
He has been fighting for forever. Yeah. He has been fighting for forever. I honestly think because of the animosity, I think Masvidal is as good as he trains and what he puts into it. I don't think he would ever be good as Kamaru, only because Kamaru is just so strong. And at the end of the day, regardless of whatever happens on the feet, Kamaru is good enough to withstand whatever he throws at him and then put him on the ground. So I don't think he's ever going to be Kamaru. What I will say about Masvidal is that I think we've seen Masvidal beat people. I think our view of Masvidal has been put there because of what he's done. I mean, say what you will about Darren Till. He beat Darren Till, and Darren Till's pretty good. You know, I guess Nate Diaz.
Darren Till seemed pretty good at a time, but Darren Till definitely took a couple of L's that were surprising to us. It's like Darren Till on the level, he ain't a championship caliber fighter.
I mean, he's in a higher division right now. He's in a higher weight division right now, and I think he's top 10.
Okay, he's in a higher division. Now, I want you to name the people in front of him, and then go to his lower division and name the people in front of him. The man ain't a championship caliber fighter.
I mean, he only lost to Woodley, and then he lost to Woodley and Masvidal. He lost to Masvidal. I think he beat whoever else after that, and then he lost to Woodley. He moved up because he wasn't good. He wasn't making weight.
He wasn't making weight anymore, so he definitely can't win a championship in a smaller weight class. He definitely ain't gonna win one in this one.
Well, no, he's not gonna be Adesanya.
So he's not a championship caliber fighter.
But no, that doesn't. So, okay. So first of all, I'm talking about more so his skill set. I'm not necessarily talking about his championship caliber fighter or whatever the case may be.
Okay, his
because
skill
at the end of the day,
looks good.
I mean, what are you talking about? So you mean to tell me if Darren Till came down, he'd lose to Leon Edwards?
He would lose to Kamaru Usman.
Okay, he loses to Kamaru Usman.
Who was the champion? Would he lose to Kobe Covington?
No, that's fine.
Probably, right?
I don't know.
You don't know. So
I don't know.
So
he's big.
He can't beat the champion, but he can beat the person that lost to the champion.
I mean, yeah.
So he can't win a championship down there either.
Okay. But I mean, when you say he's not a championship fighter, you have to add some nuance to it. Because I'm talking about the fact that, I'm comparing him to Jorge Masvidal,
who is not a championship caliber fighter.
Huh?
Who is another not championship caliber fighter.
That's fine. But not a championship caliber fighter is like, but I mean, there's nuance to it. When you say not a championship caliber fighter, you have to understand that means that he probably doesn't deserve to be top 10, doesn't deserve to be X, Y, and Z. Like, Darren Till is always 1 or 2 fights away from getting a title shot. That's not a championship caliber fighter. I
mean, how can it be a championship caliber fighter if you're always away from getting the championship fight?
Because it just depends on the matchups in there. Like, if you have what we're talking about, 2 divisions that are murderer's row. The middleweight, and then what is that? That's not light heavy. What is the
middleweight, welterweight?
Middleweight, welterweight.
Talking about welterweight, middleweight. Yeah.
Yeah. So those 2 divisions, if you look at top 10, I mean, they're pretty.
Maybe I should just change how I'm saying what I'm saying. You can't win a championship in either one of the divisions from the current champion right now, or he has no shot to win a championship in any of the weight classes he's in right now.
I can accept it. That's more accurate because he can't be Adesanya.
It's the same thing. It just tastes sweet.
No, it's not.
Not a championship caliber fighter can't beat the champion.
Because when you imply that, you imply, I mean, there's an implication of suck. Like when I'm talking about
no. That's how you were interpreting it. No, I'm just literally. It's a literal thing.
Yes, I get that.
The champion,
I get that. But once you explained it, I was able to understand what you're saying. But you're trying to dilute it by like, it just sounds better. No, nigga, you just explained it. And because you explained it, I am able to hear what you said.
I don't know what championship mean to you, but
yeah, okay.
I thought that shit was
anyway. Moving on.
If you need to.
Anyways, so now we're trying to figure out what's next for Colby Covington. And with trying to figure out what's next for Colby Covington leads to the conversation we just had. There's multiple fights for Colby Covington to have, and it's going to be exciting to see because honestly, in my opinion, I'm not sure if there's anybody that can beat Colby Covington, including Khamzat Chimaev. Now, Khamzat Chimaev, of course, is lurking in the mist. He's 10. ranked number 10 recently after his performance at UFC or at Fight Night. Or was that UFC 267?
Yeah, that was
UFC
something.
267.
UFC,
yeah, it was UFC 267.
Fight Island. It was one of those.
When Jan lost his title. But anyways,
UFC Habib. That's what it was.
Ooh, okay. Anyways, I mean Habib was there, so
they were all his homeboys. UFC Habib.
And Habib was there. I get it. But,
that's it. That's it, man. That was all it was, bro. They had all his boys on there.
It sounded weird.
Okay,
whatever.
It's not even bad.
All right, whatever. It just sounded weird. Anyways, so there's his recent smashing of, I forgot whoever that fella's name is, has put him in top 10, and there's presumably a lot of really good fighters ahead of him. So it's good to see. We're going to be able to see who he is. Now, knowing Dana White in true fashion, as we were just arguing, is probably going to do what a promoter does and put him in the best possible chance to possibly face Kamaru, because Kamaru might be done. But who knows? We will see. And with that, I conclude my round.
Konnichiwa.